Hi, I'm Kili, also known as Kelly.
And I'm Fili, also known as Alex.
Welcome to our corner of the Shire,
Where we will show you how to bring Middle Earth
into your daily life to keep you
a happy hobbit.
Hi, I'm Kili,
And I'm Fili.
and we are here in Morrison, Colorado with...
Hello. Would you like to see some old dead things?
We would. We're on the hunt for...
Oh, look, there's something there.
Is
Look,
that...
There's something there. Actually, there's something right there.
All I see are rocks.
Okay, there might be a snake there. Don't step there.
For old Smaug relatives, leftovers, bones.
This dig site, this is really important. Because at this dig site, this is where the first giant Jurassic dinosaurs were collected. Right here where you're standing.
Wow.
In 1877, a dinosaur as long as 3 school buses that weighed as much as 8 female Asian elephants was collected. It's
Wow.
called Apatosaurus ajax. It's a big dinosaur.
That's pretty cool.
And right here at my foot,
How did all those bones fit in this little spot?
well, luckily it's a big hillside. This dig site initially, from that green post to right over here, about 40 feet. And this dig site went in another 40 feet. There are 2 skeletons that were collected here, maybe 3. At the lower level of this dig site, we collected the very first Apatosaurus, the Yale Museum specimen 1860, and that is the name-bearing specimen for Apatosaurus ajax. And then there's a sterile zone of about 1 meter of mud rock, and then above that, there's 1, maybe 2 more animals. And probably the same species, Apatosaurus ajax. But we have a double-decker dinosaur dig here on this hillside, and this is where giant dragon-like dinosaurs were discovered, late 1870s, and we're still finding fossils today. Right by my foot, I have, guess what it is? Anybody? Anyone?
Smaug's toenail.
Kind of. But not really, but kind of. What we're looking at here is upside down. This is the sand that filled in a dinosaur's footprint and then hardened later. So this is a natural casting of a long-necked dinosaur hindpaw.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Who wants to dig?
I will. And what time frame is this the beginning?
This is late Jurassic. This is around 148 million years ago, we think.
So this is the real Jurassic Park.
This is the original Jurassic Park. This very much is. This is the tent of Morrison, Colorado that lent its name to this blanket of rock that we call the Morrison Formation. Morrison Formation blankets most of the western U.S. And in it we have famous dinosaurs. Dinosaurs like Stegosaurus, which was first found here in Morrison. Apatosaurus, we're at the Apatosaurus tomb. We have dinosaurs like Brontosaurus, which is not Apatosaurus, they're cousins. It's a Morrison Formation dinosaur. Lots of wonderful beasts, but it all started here,
Wow.
Morrison, Colorado.
Have you ever found any evidence of dragons?
Just dinosaurs, which are maybe nature's inspiration for dragons. Maybe nature and Tolkien were on the same creative path. Now, who wants to dig? Everybody wants to dig.
Maybe we haven't
Then everybody's-
found the evidence of the dragons yet.
Well, these things maybe.
So, that's
Here's what I've seen.
Mattsquatch doesn't think that there's a Smaug buried here, but I'm gonna prove him wrong. Even if I have to dig up this whole hillside,
Yeah.
I'm gonna find one.
We'll
I'm
find
gonna
him.
Find a dragon.
And write it home.
All saying, hey, that boulder almost killed me.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one that almost squished my head.
It came down the hill.
Yeah, and while my head was in a hole in the ground, and Bob said move, and I looked up and the boulder was rolling towards me. I had my own Indiana Jones moment.
Did you grab your hat?
Oh, I got my hat, of course.
Okay, good.
And people think science is boring.
Yeah,
Dun dun dun!
I gotta say, it's much cooler to watch in the movies than it is to live in real life.
But we're at the real Jurassic Park, like,
This is.
we're not even paying an entry fee.
Why aren't you digging? You should be digging. You should be finding something. This would be sand that actually filled in the track itself, if it is a track. But these can also form through a hydrologic undercutting, meaning you get enough water, it'll blow up all this siltstone, which is actually pretty tough to do because it all sticks together. So usually when you get a load cast like this, it's something that stepped there and made that track.
Wow.
That's cool.
And that's the Hobbit track. See if you can find something
So it's a
better.
giant ancient hobbit.
Pretty much.
So the hobbit's ancestor used to be like a giant Bigfoot thing.
Something
That's why they have big feet.
Yeah.
dinosaur size. Alright, so it's about 40 centimeters. Alright, how thick is this bed? There was little, perhaps clam things or little worms burrowing
That's cool.
in that. This is actually very interesting. So there's more of a limestone here, but this tissue should look fibrous, but the parallel fibers are sinuous and they'll weave into one another and then back out again. That's dense bone called cortical bone, and that's the most common structure that you'll find. And that's how we differentiate the bone here from the rock, by looking at the actual tissues themselves.
We're looking for Smaugs.
So this is the spoil pile. So this is where all of the pieces of mud rock that surrounded the skeleton of the first Apatosaurus were dumped.
Oh, really?
So what we're doing is we're just going through it, carefully looking for things like lost bones, or maybe internal casts of clamshells. Maybe we'll find teeth. That's cool. Like this thing right here. See this?
What's that?
This is an internal cast of a clamshell.
Oh, cool.
This is a wee little clam, a unionid clam that was living in this Jurassic pond 148 million years ago. Lived its little clam life, died,
So cool.
valve separated here.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
we found a fossil.
Yay!
And you found it.
Oh,
See?
Kili found a fossil.
Discovery's a glorious act. Clam, what'd you find?
She
Little
found
clammy.
something.
It's a little clam.
Was it?
What
I
is it?
found it? How do you know I found it? I didn't know I found it. We'll look on
Because-
video and you'll see.
I dug it up. Any scales from Smaug?
We have found fish scales.
Really?
So, what happened?
One of the Smaugs on the hillside, you could tell I was digging. It wasn't quite dead, and it attacked me.
What?
I'm scared for her.
Oh dear. Well, Greg,
It always happens to Kili.
Greg, do you know how to fight it off next time?
This
Mostly
isn't
you
brave.
faint and you run screaming in the other direction.
This
Okay.
is Parliament Butterbur.
Yeah, we've met him before.
And I don't know if you can hear, but there's thunder coming.
That's
It's
Smaug!
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Professor
I would like
Mattsquatch.
to know. I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between?
Can you raise your hand first? Kelly.
Be polite.
Hi. What's the difference between your fossil here and the Carnegie Apatosaurus skull?
That's a great question, Kelly. Thank you
Thank
for
you. A
thank
lot
for
of people
asking that
think I'm really
question.
smart.
You are very smart.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate
Name two.
the thoughtfulness behind
Mom
that
and Dad.
question. They're very different. Do you want to know how different?
No,
Do you want to know why they're special?
I'm special.
You are special. You're special to everyone.
Thank you.
Would you like to meet Kevin? Because Kevin's also special.
Yes.
Kevin's very special. Right here, to my right,
Is that
I have
Kevin?
Kevin.
He's dead!
Well, no, I don't think of Kevin as dead. I think of Kevin as formerly
Immortal.
alive.
Actually immortal.
Yeah. Kevin is more formerly alive than dead. In order to understand sweet Kevin, we need to understand where Kevin came from. And to understand sweet Kevin and where Kevin came from, we have to go outside. Oh, we were just outside. I'm glad we were just outside
Insert
because
clip there.
we went to a dig site called Quarry 10, and at that dig site, back in 1877, this was found. See this?
Is that Kevin?
No, this is Kevin's cousin.
Okay.
This is 1860. This is the first Apatosaurus brain case ever collected. And pass that around. Those are my hands for scale. The black hole in the middle is where the
Butthole.
no, that's not the butthole, as it turns out. That's the foramen magnum, smarty pants. That's where the brain meets the spinal cord. Yeah, that's where that is. The buttholes, that's about
So the
two
butthole's
school
on the other
buses.
end?
Yeah, that's 2 school buses away from that hole.
Okay, so opposite hole.
There are many holes in this dinosaur's body.
That's the head hole.
So that brain case was collected by our very own Arthur Lakes, sent to the Yale Peabody Museum, where it sat in the basement for 120 plus years. We started getting some bones from
That's abusive.
it. It's not.
It's neglect.
It's neglect.
Well, it's not really neglect because they did work on it. They did write that specimen up. But that brain case was all that we had to go on for a long time. Now that cast skull in the corner there.
The man looking in the scope?
No. Next to the man
dinosaur?
looking at
Oh, what is
Not a dinosaur. That's a Dr. Bob. He's working on the rump of your
Please
ancestor.
ignore the man.
Oh my goodness. Behind the curtain.
But this wonderful head. This was the first recognized Apatosaurus skull written up by John Berman and Jack McIntosh in the mid-1970s, along with that brain case that I just showed you the photo of. And this head, it's been reconstructed a little bit, made up of lots of bones. You've got a long skinny bone in the snout here called the premaxilla, and then the bone next to it, it also bears teeth.
These were all fused together.
Very loosely, almost not fused together. In fact, when these critters die, they can easily fall apart, like this behind you. Now enter Kevin. Sweet Kevin.
Sweet Kevin.
Sweet Kevin.
Or abused Kevin.
So quiet.
That's after all his abuse.
So, Sweet Kevin here. This is the missing piece of that brain case. They're not the same individual, but it's the same basic population. This is Apatosaurus ajax. When we look at the shape of the maxilla and the premaxilla in the Pittsburgh Apatosaurus, which by the way is from Utah, it's the Mormon Apatosaurus. And then we look at the shape of this maxilla, we look at the teeth that we can see poking out of this bone, although the teeth that are in that skull are reconstructed. I don't know what wheezy teeth ought to look like, honestly. And then there's this guy, Dr. Bob, the gentleman seated behind the microscope. Well, he and his crew found this skull about 20 years ago. This is the maxilla from his Brontosaurus excelsus skull. You can see there's an air pocket here called the anorbital fenestra. Long, flat things. These are technical terms. There's that oral cavity there. Look at the teeth poking out. Well, the shape of this bone and this bone are generally similar. You look at the cheek margin, pretty similar. But if you look at that air pocket, see how much bigger this is? Smaller that is? See how much skinnier this ascending ramus is? See how much broader that is? Look at the teeth. See how big these teeth are? Look how little tiny and shrimpy these teeth are. We started looking at our Apatosaurus sample and the sample of Kevin's closest kin, whether it's Brontosaurus excelsus or Apatosaurus louisii, and you know what? They're not all the same.
How often can you attribute that to the bone not being fully fossilized, like to scale?
Oh, I mean that's the actual bone there. It's just been preserved with a little bit of natural glass added. The actual bioapatite that made up that bone is still there. Now, could this be a young animal? Maybe. But the general shape of the bone shouldn't be all that much different in this regard. So we can't attribute the change in this shape to this shape up to age. And you know, we don't have a large enough sample of any one of these three dinosaurs to figure out sexual dimorphism or individual variation, because they seem to be separated in time. We're dealing with samples of populations through the development of this family of dinosaurs throughout their history. They're all unique. And it's not just the teeth in these one bone in the skull that's unique. The brain cases are unique, the necks are unique, shoulders are unique, parts of their hips are unique. Pretty special, pretty diverse. So Kevin, the Apatosaurus ajax here, as we clean it, we're learning its secrets. And little Kevin here has lots of secrets. It's more unique than any of its closest kin. I don't know what that means.
It means that Kevin is extra special.
Extra special.
Ask him about Tony Danza.
Is Tony Danza special too?
Yeah, Tony Danza. We like to play a little game here called Who's the Boss now. Actually, kids, they heard when I said anorbital fenestra, they heard me as the antorbital Tony Danza. So they were older kids, and I think they were on something. But we now call this the foramen of Tony Danza.
So, when are you going to extract the DNA from the Kevin?
Well, there is no DNA left. See, Kevin was preserved in a high alkaline environment. So all of the genetic acid, the deoxyribonucleic acid, has been neutralized by this glass-filled water. It's gone. It's kaput. But
What if you put a frog in it?
if we put a frog in it, that would be cruel to the frog. That would be so unfair to the poor little frog. We do have parts of a Jurassic frog. not here, but from Wyoming.
So what you're saying is Jurassic Park is fake.
You know, you can't trust Spielberg to teach you good science, but if it makes you want to go to a museum, then that's okay.
That should be every dinosaur museum's new thing. Come find out how to make real dinosaurs. And then all you do is say, you can't, but...
You can't, but you can come pet sweet Kevin.
I can pet Kevin.
You may, just have to be very gentle. You may pet sweet Kevin.
One finger.
Not like that.
Stop!
Not like
Stop!
that. No, I'm just kidding.
You're abusing him.
Don't lick it.
Don't lick Kevin.
Well, this has turned out to be the weirdest day at work ever.
Can I touch Kevin?
Yes, you may. You may pet Kevin.
She's poking Kevin.
Through cleaning this very hard sandstone away from Kevin, we can understand Kevin's secrets. We know that Kevin's special, but as we clean the rock away from these special bones, we'll learn just how special Kevin is.
Oh. I have another question. I'm sorry.
Kelly, thank you for raising your hand this time.
Did I see you on TV on the National Geographic Channel special T-Rex autopsy?
You may have. That was a friend of mine. He looks a lot like me, but his hair is cut differently than mine is right now.
He's named Matthew Mossbrecker, not Joel.
Yes, that's correct. And he does not go to foreign countries and hug people and give them tacos.
He's a little
But he
Brucker.
cuts open dead dinosaurs.
Yes, dead rubber dinosaurs to talk about anatomy. Yes, he does do things like that. Yes, Kelly.
Do you know Dr. Sugarbeard?
No, I've never heard of that phrase before. What's that?
I heard it's the guy in the
What's that,
TV
Greg?
show's name.
Isn't that Maori's slang for a golden shower?
Well, if you are waiting around in a giant rubber meat puppet full of corn syrup all day, and you have a beard, your beard might become crusty with said sugar blood. And if you're in scrubs, your friends might start calling you Dr. Sugarbeard. Isn't that right?
And that friend might
Matthew.
tell all the other friends that they know and say, this is official, we're now referring to our mutual friend as Dr. Sugarbeard, just to make sure everyone knows.
He loves our friendship.
Okay, we need to make sure we get pictures too. Everyone in the room. I keep even missing something. That's Squatch. Oh, there's Mattsquatch.
I'm lurking in the corner.
He's like a Squatch.
Remember, you're going to ask him. You've got
Okay.
to fake sincerity. How very interested you are in the difference between the Carnegie dinosaur and this muzzle.
This looks like mint.
Wait, he just left the screen.
And there goes the natural Mattsquatch in its wild habitat. It's moving slowly through the grass as to not be seen. Maybe get a closer look, perhaps. Oh, it's off. It's off.
I'll just give you revenues. It's not a sophisticated PhD for mine.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
We need to have a name bee contest.
Okay.
Where you can
Hear that,
have
folks?
Happy Hobbit subscribers actually come up with my own name.
You will have to name him.
Sasquatch kind of breaks canon, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
It's not exactly a Tolkien name.
Well, we can use it for now.
Okay, all I see is Matt's legs.
That's fine. He's gonna
And
put
his
him in
butt.
the frame. Okay, ready? Oh my God, that looks like
I
wood.
have to screw with you, right?
Keep it. What about these little butts?
Those are the most important fossil discoveries I've ever seen in my life. But I didn't find
Really?
them, so we're gonna just put them over there so I can find them later.
Oops.
No, it's all sandstone. You're fine.
Okay.
All right, keep your faux dinosaur bone there.
All the noises
He
of the
sent-
approaching dragon.
He has sent all his fellow.
And a scorch.
Wait, yes.
They're
We're
filming.
hungry. Oh. I just thought it was time for food. I heard that there was.
This is time for conversation on the street.
10.
But give.
It's time for food.
That's Joel talking.
There we go.
I'm bringing fossils with me. It's the new style.
Let me see the
No,
style.
we do have lightning ladies. So.
So what species are you dissecting here?
It's secretly horse.
Now what's fun to do for PR pictures, you need glasses. You don't have glasses. Prepare the glasses.
Ooh. Squatchy.
It's very squatchy. Oh, I love it. Look at this.
Cute. That's appropriate for Vogue.
Oh god, over the top. Oh!
Get a photo out.
I tapped Kevin.
Finger gentle touch.
Kevin likes it.
Kevin's happy.
So Kevin's purring.
Kevin has a lot of attention.
Yes, you know, and it takes the tangles out. So.
I used it in Wellington, New Zealand, because they needed